And we are back with another edition of Let's Talk Broncos with your host, Kurt Valenti. Good evening, Mr. Valenti. How are you?
I am fine, Mrs. Valenti, and I just want to give you a congratulations again online for your first day in your new school that you are teaching at. So, congratulations for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very exciting. So, thank you.
That's very good. I know you were in a good, happy mood. So, hey, that's good. You're happy. Everyone's happy, right? That's how we got to do it.
Yep, yep. I'm just gonna warn that there might see some Bella antics in the background tonight. She did get groomed, and she's giving me a hard time already. So we got Michael R checking in. Good evening, Kurt and Jen. Hi, Michael. Thank you for watching. And Rich Katwika starting off. Russell Wilson with an exclamation saying, "Hi, Kurt."
Uh, by the way, hello, Michael, and what's going on, Coach? That was he. Coach. Rich was my Babe Ruth coach. Him and Coach Mucher, and what a combination! How much fun that was. Babe Ruth, fire department, Jen, and we were a damn good team. So Babe Ruth, 13, 14, and 15, and our two coaches. It was fun. They were great coaches. We were great teams, and we had tons of fun. So, yeah, but he's sticking it to me tonight. He's sticking it. Hopefully, his Patriots are going to give us number 3 so we can get our new quarterback. So we'll go from there and see how that works out.
Well, I have a question to start off the evening for you,
Okay, just
and
don't mind me. I'm looking. I'm just doing a couple of tagging.
it's
So
it stems from a pod. I guess I don't want to call it a podcast because really it was just a live radio show that we were. Coach Katwika saying no. Is that
Marvin Harrison Jr.
to the Patriots?
Yeah.
We have Wayne Horton saying good evening, Bronco family.
What's up, Wayne?
So my question for you that I want to start off the evening stems from one of the Denver radio shows that we were listening to, and they likened George Payton as a general manager to I don't want to give too much background, but I'll give a little background. They said that he was swinging for the fences, right? With a lot. How does he still have a job? Was the kind of the topic with the amount of failures he's had, right? As of recently. So my question for you is George Payton the Aaron Judge of general managers in the NFL, meaning he swings for the fences but strikes out more often than not. And
No, I'm going to say no because as much as I'm not an Aaron Judge fan, I mean, Aaron Judge has done more than George Payton has. But the difference now is I don't want to use the word, I'm going to use the word and is puppet, but he really doesn't have much say. Like he's doing, we're paying him. So it's like, you're going to make him work, right? You're going to make him work. But he's not going to have final say. He's not going to have say in anything, to be honest with you. This is Sean Payton's going to have final say in everything. But looking back at it, listen, 2 major blunders, Jen. I mean, the first thing was we heard about with the Hackett thing, it was just bad, totally bad. Should have never hired that guy as a head coach. Um, and then, listen, the Russ deal, I always make that Russ deal. I make it 100 out of 100 times we can get a quarterback like that. But they failed them as an organization. We're going to get into that again. But back to the George Payton, no, I mean, you make that deal, but now it's like why he has, I don't like even consider him having any power because he doesn't have any power. Like he's basically doing what, Sean Payton wants a coffee, go get him a coffee. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny, but like, he's not going in there making any decision. Sean Payton's going to be picking the guys. He might be like, he'll be, okay, Sean might say, hey, call the Patriots. What's it going to take to get up? George Payton's going to be the guy calling. But if they say, okay, we want 2 first-round picks, he's going to say, Sean, they want 2 first-round picks. Is that okay? Okay, we'll do it. That's
well,
basically how that's going to work.
Wayne's chiming in saying if that's the case, then and Sean gets the final say, then why even keep George?
George Payton does have a good track record, like in the draft, right? So, um, so hopefully he makes good coffee. He said that's awesome. But, he does have like a decent track record with the draft. So again, well, yeah, and plus you need people. I don't think Sean Payton's gonna be doing going into the film work and doing all of that stuff. I think Sean Payton's more of like the CEO. Like, hey, I want to check up. Get me film on Brock Bowers with this, or get me that. And I think George Payton's gonna do that kind of stuff. I mean, that's the stuff George Payton always did. I don't think Sean Payton's that kind of guy to do that, but he doesn't have a say. There's no way. Like he's not making any trades. He's not making any restructures. I mean, he might come up and say, okay, I'm going to do here's the cap stuff we could do, but Sean, what do you want to do? And it's going to come down. Sean's making that decision. That's the comment of the night by Wayne so far. Hopefully,
Yeah, I know. Well, you did say that he's gonna get if he wanted
oh,
coffee, he'd have to go
yeah.
get it. So,
Listen, he's like
um,
a GM by name, right? But like he's not, it was like when Phil Jackson was with the Knicks, right? Like Phil Jackson made all the moves. We had other GMs. That happens a lot.
it was like
It
the
happens.
reverse there. Phil
Right.
should have coached. Yeah.
Right. It's like the Broncos now have an offensive coordinator. He's not calling the plays. He's not like Sean Payton's calling the plays, but he's the GM. And I mean, he's the offensive coordinator, quote unquote, in title. But, so listen, I mean, again, I don't have like Hunter in Ukraine. There's enough. Well, I don't know. You know what? Rich is going for comment of the night too. So we're battling tonight. But that's a good one too. But you know, I don't have a problem with it, Jen. I really don't. Just like I said, he doesn't have the power. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
Um, I think that I'm not sure. I'm getting a little feedback on your computer. Did you hear me in an echo?
No.
No. Okay. I agree with you. I think that if you have the chance to get Russell Wilson again, I think that you had to do that move. I do. I think that the Sean Payton hire is what's looking. Oh God, don't even get me started on Nathaniel Hackett. I mean, obviously that was just to get Aaron Rodgers, and that's the swinging. To me, the Nathaniel Hackett hire was the one that's swinging for the fences and an extreme strikeout. I don't think Russ was. I think Russ got caught between two bad coach hires, and I don't mean that Sean Payton's a bad coach. I think the Russell Wilson Sean Payton fit is not good.
I'm gonna say this, and I know this isn't gonna probably
We got a few people checking in. Let me just get them
sure.
in there. Albert Anopper's checking in saying, Howdy, Kurt and
What's
Jen.
up, Albert?
Pearl saying, Hi, Kurt
What's
and
up,
Jen.
Pearl?
So sorry, go on.
You, you know, Here's the thing, right? You went back and I heard somebody talking today and saying, that should be just a fireable offense again. If fireable, right, a fireable offense if Peyton was if George Payton just hired Hackett to try and get Aaron Rodgers. But you know what? I disagree with that, Jen. You're talking about 6 years, right? We had 6 years from winning that Super Bowl with Peyton Manning and having just garbage after garbage after garbage as quarterback, right? And when there's any kind of whispers, right? Like we always listen to our guy Alan Hahn with the Knicks. And what does he say? When there's smoke, there's what?
Where there's smoke, there's
Where
fire.
there's smoke, there's fire. And you know what? You listen to Mark Schlereth, and he'll say it again onto the radio today that the Broncos and Packers had a deal in place, and at the last second, the Packers backed out of that deal. That was even before they hired Hackett, right? So, if there's a chance you could do, so hey, he went and he took his swing, right? You know, Aaron Rodgers doesn't become available, once out of a 1 out of 100 chance you get a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers who quote unquote might be available. Same thing with Russ, right? So I don't really blame him for that, but when you look back at like then, I don't know. The Hackett thing is a little crazy, but I don't. fault him at all for swinging for Aaron Rodgers or for Russell Wilson. I'm making that trade today. It's just once you make that trade, Jen, and you get that quarterback, what are you doing now to build around that quarterback's strengths? That's what it
Right.
comes down to.
Right. Well, that then I think that the Sean Payton hire is more of a fireable offense. How I
But
don't
I don't
know.
think but I don't think George Payton made that hire. That came from Greg Penner. That came from ownership.
Well,
Like
let's get a few.
once he made the Hackett hire, Jen, like he lost all like there's no
Yeah.
more hire. You're not getting no, I'm serious, you're
Right.
not getting any more hires. Like let's
Right.
be realistic.
Let me get a few more comments in here. Trevor checking in saying hello,
What's up,
Kurt and
Trevor?
Jen. It's good to see you guys back. Greg Penner might have to put his foot down sooner than he might think. Sean Payton's clock starts now.
Yes. Yes. And you know what? It has to, Jen. It has to. Me and Kenny were talking about this today, right? And Jen, you tell me if you agree or disagree. We were talking about like coaches on the hot seat and the Giants coach Brian Dable, right?
Hmm.
So we were saying how, you know, last year, I'm sorry, not last football season, but 2 football seasons, he was the toast of the town, Brian Dable, right?
Hmm.
Oh my
Hmm.
God, look what we got. We got Brian Dable. What a hire. Him and Joe Shane. Hey, hey, hey. What did I always say with Paul Rosen? Holly Jolly. Look at these guys we got. Let's go. And then 1 year, right? 1 year. There was talk, Jen, they might not even keep Brian Dable at last year. There was talk from coach of the year, and it's like because he won 10 games, right? He went from a garbage team to 10 games. Now that second season, what a blowout. You beat the Vikings, a blowout in the Eagles, not a problem. But hey, we got Danny Dimes and we got all these. Look at what we did. And now year 2 comes and a colossal failure. And there was talk they might fire him. And now going into year 3, Mr. Belichick's available. And Mr. Belichick is a New York Giant. So listen, he's breathing down their neck. But my point is, he went from bad, really a bad, taking over a bad team to 10 wins. And
Expectations
then
change.
bad, and expectation, and then bad, right? He would have been better off. Me and Kenny were saying, what if he went and he won 6 games.
Right. Small increments.
Now he wins 10.
Right.
Whoa, now let's go. Right? So Sean Payton took over a team in disarray. We were in disarray with that head coaching hire in Hackett. And you won 8 games. So, and everyone's like, hey, Sean did a pretty nice job. He did, right? He changed that culture. But now you can't go from 8 to 4. You can't. You can't do it. And in that time, how you're doing it, you're putting the Broncos in cap hell because you don't want to work with that. You're basically telling the owner, hey, Greg, we won 8. I'll win 12 with my guy. We'd only won 8 because of Russell Wilson. That's why we only won 8. If I had my guy, it's 10, 11, or 12. So, yeah, he better do that this year. The only way he doesn't, and I spent this with Kenny today, the only way he doesn't is if it's a rookie from day one because, listen, every rookie's going to learn, right? Peyton Manning had the most interceptions as a rookie, and, it doesn't always work out year one. They got to learn. That's the only way. But if he brings some garbage can in and that garbage can wins 4 games, I'm sorry. Bring it. We're having a meeting. What happened? You told me the problem was Russ. I let you get your guy, and we went backwards. You can't go backwards. Agree or disagree with that, Jen?
I mean, there's always outliers, things that happen, injuries, like you're saying, especially if you have a new quarterback. It's hard to put that in black and white terms, but I do agree that expectations change. Let me get a couple
Sure.
comments in here. Don't answer everything in a long answer. If you want to just make a quick comment, because I want to get
Yes,
got a lot of
boss.
good comments rolling in, and I'd like to make sure they get their due. You got Kenny checking in saying good evening, and he's complimenting you on a good job earlier on K and K.
Thank you. You
Um,
too, Kenny.
Albert is saying, "Do you think the Broncos are rebuilding? Keep Stidham and draft players that are needed in certain areas."
No, I Sean Payton doesn't rebuild. He doesn't. He's never built like he's no. I'm gonna say no.
Well, kind of piggybacking off of that, Matt Staffiaro checking in saying, close the revamp era. Roster needs to be improved. Bad contracts, bad trades. Tear it down and build it on youth. Cost controlled contracts let you build the team via youth and smart free agency moves.
Again, that's fine, but we're not going to be the Panthers. We're not going to win 2-3 games. It's not going to happen. That's not what Greg Penner is. That's not what Pat Bowlen always had this franchise. Are we going to say we have to be a Super Bowl contender next year? No, no. But why wouldn't we be a playoff team? We won 8 games last year. We won 8 games with a guy that the coach don't want to coach as quarterback. He blamed him. We only won 8 because of our quarterback. So we should win 10, 11, and 12 with your quarterback. You're going to go get your quarterback this year. If not, why did you put us in cap hell? Why did you give us all that dead cap money? So no. Now, things got to be changed. Cortland Sutton can't be making that money. Tim Patrick can't be making that money. I don't think Justin Simmons should be making that money. Garrett Bowles shouldn't be making that money. And you know what? That's the business that it is. And I'll say it and I'll say it again. Okay. When we look at quarterbacks, Jen, they're again only Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes. Those are the only quarterbacks in the NFL today that are worth $30 million, let alone well, I'll tell you what, you're gonna see now. You're gonna see teams do this. Dallas, it's gonna happen with Dak, Jalen Hurts. Like they're not worth this money. So was Russell Wilson worth $40 million? No. But if you're giving Dak Prescott 40, Russell Wilson's better than Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? That's why these owners and general managers, they're making dumb move after dumb move after dumb move. Deshaun Watson's not worth that money. It's why all these players, we always see it in the NBA, right, Jen? We see it. Oh, so-and-so signed the max deal. The next year, they're on the bench. They're cut. Evan Fournier. That's not that they're bad players. They're just not worth that money. You got to have, there's LeBron, KD, and Greek Freak money. But LeBron James, right, Jen, you shouldn't have, I'm going to throw a guy out. Jeremy Grant shouldn't be making the same amount of money as Kevin Durant. No. No, it's just stupid. No. And if you're going to pay Jeremy Grant to what LeBron does, I want you to do what LeBron and Kevin Durant do. That's what I want. If not, you're not worth that money. So that's Mahomes, Rodgers, like Jalen Hurts isn't those guys. Those guys, Jalen Hurts shouldn't make half of what Mahomes makes. It's idiotic, stupid, and asinine.
All right, let me get back to some of these comments here. Michael saying the Broncos waited too long to get their franchise quarterback after they started losing NFL season after the 2015-2016 Super Bowl championship. Pearl checking in saying that Penner wanted Harbaugh, right? So she thinks Sean Payton was actually his third or fourth choice.
You know what? That is true. He wanted Penner wanted Harbaugh, and I'm going to be honest. I think we would have got Harbaugh. It's just, what? It's like wrong place, wrong time. It was, hey, they got to it. They got to a semifinal. They lost. They got upset by TCU. And Harbaugh had a loaded team coming back where it's like, hey, I got a loaded team coming back. I got a playoff team. I'm going to probably be a top 2 team in the country. Let me go there to my alma mater, get this national championship, and then I'll go to the NFL. If it's another year, I think we get him. And you know what? I don't blame it.
Now he's a division rival. So
yeah,
there you
now it's listen to me. Now it's a problem because you know why it's a problem? I'll tell you what's a problem. The days of the days, and all my Bronco fans are going to listen to this. The days of Justin Herbert being 34 for 52 those days are over, because Justin Herbert now 17 for 27, 204 yards. But you know what they're going to do? Run the damn ball. And you know what their record's going to be? 11 wins, 12 wins, because the stats mean nothing. Nothing. Justin Herbert has won nothing in his career. Nothing. So all those garbage stats mean nothing. He can't win. But Harbaugh's going to go in there and he's going to put him under center and say, this is called taking a snap from under center, and the two guys behind you, that's a fullback and a tailback, and we're going to hand it to them. And then we're going to play action, and then we're going to hit deep shots. That's how you win. Not this garbage video game I'm going to throw for 400. No, not happening.
We've got Trevor saying that Sean Payton isn't going to want to rebuild, just like you said. He didn't come out of
He's not.
retirement for
He's
that.
not.
The
He's not.
roster needs more youth. I agree, but that doesn't all line up with what Peyton wants. Look
No.
at how much the rookies played last year, right? Which, and we talked about this on past shows that he doesn't care what he leaves or what trouble he leaves you in,
And,
right? He
and,
just
and can
wants
I
the
just
now.
ask you a question, though, Jen? You watched all the game. Why? What am I rebuilding for? I was 8-9 last year. Okay, now think about this: 8-9. Okay, you lost to the Commanders at home, the Jets at home, the Patriots at home, the Raiders at home. That shouldn't happen. You're right in there versus Houston, right? You should have won that game. Like, you're right there.
Well, Kenny's saying that too. You guys beat playoff teams and
You're
the
right
Super Bowl
there. You
champs
beat
and lost to
Buffalo.
four teams.
Jen, you
You're
beat
not as
Buffalo, you beat Green Bay, you listen to me. You actually you sent the message to Kansas City. Listen, you showed how soft that team was, and you just pummeled that team. What? Why? Why can't I compete? Why?
well.
Now you're telling me. Now you're telling me you're going to get your type of quarterback. Listen, I'll play him in the division. Let's go.
The
Go.
Kenny's saying two things here. One is that if you guys get that rookie quarterback, you could be in double-digit wins in 2 years. And he's also saying that he's hearing Barkley maybe to the Chargers,
Oh,
and
that's
that would
scary.
be a little
Listen,
scary.
scary. Forget about that. Listen, just give them the division championship now. Listen, that guy, I'm telling you right, he might be honestly the best coach in football. Everywhere that guy goes, Jen, everywhere goes to San Diego State, turns him around. Goes to Stanford, turns him around. Goes to Michigan, they're terrible, national champs. Go to the Niners, bring them so everywhere this guy goes. Because you know why, Jen? It's the system. He knows how to win. He knows what football's about. Football's a physical game. You have to run it and play defense. That's how you win in this league. Running the ball and playing defense. That's it. It's never changed. It's not changing. And guess what? It's never going to change. Those elements win you championship games. You know what won the Kansas City Chiefs the Super Bowl this year, Jen? Their defense. Their defense in that kept them in that Super Bowl. And then
And
you know
their
what?
coach's ability to change to work with what strengths he
Absolutely.
had
And
on
then you
his
know
team.
what? You tell your quarterback, because if you watched Patrick Mahomes, he missed passes after passes in games. But you know what? Hey, go make me 3 to 4 plays. Go ahead. Our defense will hold it. We're gonna run it and go make me 3 or 4 plays. And that's all you need. That's it. We don't need 400. We don't need it. Just go make a couple plays. And that's what he did. And that's why they won the Super Bowl. That's what it's about. And you know what? This year's teams going to do the same thing. The teams that are going to be in the championship, they're going to do the same thing. It's not going to be like, oh my God, look at no, it's not. Run the ball, play defense.
Let me ask you a question. Kind of our next topic. What went wrong with Russ?
Adapting to your player and building around your player. I heard this stat today and I told Kenny. They were talking Alfred Williams and Dave Logan, our good friend Dave Logan, who's been on our All In on High School Sports show. And Alfred Williams said, there's 32 teams in the league, right? And he said, how many quarterbacks in football could play for all 32 teams? And he said, only a handful, meaning just plug and play. Go here, you're going to be able to do it. Mahomes, Rodgers, Burrow. He said Herbert and Josh Allen, right? Like he said, Lamar Jackson can't play for Sean Payton. He would fail miserably if you thought Russell Wilson was bad with Sean Payton. Lamar Jackson he probably wouldn't even make the team with a Sean Payton on. So you have to adapt to what you do. Okay. And you take that model, right? That's like saying, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get a 3-point shooter in the NFL. I'm sorry, in the NBA. Okay, Jen, you with me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go and trade for this unbelievable. Here, I'm gonna trade for Steph Curry. But I'm not going to run an offense to get him open threes. I'm going to post them up. You don't do that. You look, what did Russell Wilson do? Russell Wilson still probably throws the best deep ball in football. And he had a run game where, he would make him on the boots, put him on the naked, get him on the edge, get him in his run game a little, and hit the deep shots. Like, how are you not running that from day one? Like, from Nathaniel Hackett. Russell Wilson cannot do what Aaron Rodgers does. Aaron Rodgers cannot do what Russell Wilson does. So why would you run that system for Aaron Rodgers and you're going to run it for Russell Wilson? That's where we failed him. Okay? That's where we failed him. It should have never been like that. It should have been like, and quote unquote, this is the rumor, is when they brought coaches in, meaning Hackett, for his interview, they told him, hey, just so you know, are you going to be okay? Our plan is Rodgers or Russ. We're going to try, so that's who you might have to work with. How do you not have a plan for that? How? Jen, I don't get it.
Yeah, I
You?
don't know. No,
Well,
I don't
we
know.
failed him. We've never put around, you know, we don't have a tight end that's a legit passing tight end. I just, like like pass catching tight end. Like, that's on Russ. Like, I don't understand. I don't. We didn't, we didn't stay committed to running the ball. When we ran the ball this year, how many times you watched the game? I'm saying that's what you do. Run the ball, and then we get away from the running ball. You have 6 yards to carry against the Jets in the first half. Second half, you run the ball 4 times. Why? Jets can't stop it. So we failed him. We absolutely failed him. Now,
Well,
first off,
like
one more thing, though. The whole office, get him a desk, get him a coat. That was asinine. That shit should never happen. I'll tell
but
you,
that Nathaniel Hackett allowed that. I mean, that's the type of leadership you had from your head coach. He was clueless. He was
he
clueless.
should have. I'm going to be honest with you. He's not an offensive. He shouldn't even be an offensive coordinator. He's the only reason he's an offensive coordinator is because Rodgers wants him. That's
Of
the only
course.
reason.
Yeah.
Like, he'll never be an offensive coordinator again. When Rodgers is done, he'll never be a coordinator again. He might be like a quarterback coach, like a running back, but he's not. Why would you? Did you see what he did in 2 years in Denver? If you thought Denver was a debacle offensively, did you see what the Jets produced this year? Oh my God. Oh my, it's terrible.
Well, even Rodgers was caught rolling his eyes on the sidelines at some of his
It's a
offensive
joke.
play calling.
Joke. He's a puppet. He's just okay. We're talking about coffee. Wings. He'll be getting Aaron Rodgers coffee this year. Like, come
Well,
on. It's
he
Aaron
probably already
Rodgers'
does.
offense,
He
not
probably
his.
already does.
Yeah,
So,
it's
all
not
right.
his.
So, like it or not, Russ has been cut. So the question is, where do we go from here? Let me kind of, uh, you know, preview this with some of our comments because these are good. So, Trevor saying, don't be surprised if Peyton rolls with Stidham and another veteran quarterback into next year. The Broncos go best player available in the draft or trade back. Peyton likes to build his teams with solid foundations. Michael is saying, go get your quarterback in the NFL draft. No more rethread quarterback. So you got Stidham, you got the draft, and you got free agency. What are your
Okay.
thoughts?
You know how they say the quote, you're in bed with him? We're in bed with Sean Payton now. And I 2,000% agree with Michael on this, right? Because here's the thing. We have no choice now. Okay. We have no choice. We have to draft our quarterback. And Sean Payton has to get his quarterback. Right. He basically said the problem here was Russell Wilson. So, okay, go get your quarterback. But here's the thing. When people go and say it's a crapshoot, it's a gamble, it is, right? It is. But I want something I don't know yet from what I know. I know we're not going to win anything with Jared Stidham. I know we're not going to win anything with Carson Wentz, Jacoby Brissett, Teddy Bridgewater. I know it. Jen, you know it. Trevor knows it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. But I don't know if we're not going to win it with JJ McCarthy. I don't know if we're not going to win it with Caleb Williams. I don't know if I'm not going to win it with Drake May. So give me that. I have a chance with those guys. I have zero chance with Stidham. Zero. Zero chance with Brissett. Zero chance with Winston. Zero. So why am I going to do it? We have to go get a quarterback. We have to go get our guy. That's going to be our guy going forward. And you know what? Throw him in. Put him in. No competition. No, okay. How did the rookie look in training camp day one? He threw 2 picks. He's going to throw picks, right? Jen, Peyton Manning threw the most picks as a rookie of all time. They didn't bench Peyton Manning, right?
Right.
How did Peyton Manning work out? Pretty good, right?
Pretty good.
Right? Pretty good. There's no more BS. Go get your guy. And I don't care how. See, that's the thing. I'm in bed with Sean Payton. Trevor's in bed with Sean Payton. He might not even know it. He is. Jody, Staffiero, David Slade, Albert, Keith. We're all in bed. I'm in bed with Sean Payton now. So you know what? We gave him the key. Go do it, Sean. Go do it. You want JJ McCarthy? Go up to number 3. I don't care. It's going to take number 12. Next year's one, and 26 is one. I do it. I don't care. Because if that's the guy and he works out, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if we trade it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We have to trust him now. I'm in bed with him. Jen, I'm sorry. I hope you're not jealous, are you? I am. I am. I'm in bed with Sean. We all are. So we got to do now whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. If he turns around, he's going to put us in cap problems. I don't care. I really don't. I don't care. Who cares? 4 years down the road, I really don't care what the cap looks like. If he wants a quarterback, he wants Kirk Cousins, go get Kirk Cousins. But it's got to be, but I'm saying more towards the rookie. The rookie, I don't care what it takes. But day one, he's playing. There's no more, okay, Paxton Lynch and Trevor Siemian. Look, Trevor said, don't say that too loud. No, but it's true. Trevor, we're all in bed with Sean, us Broncos, we're in bed with Sean Payton now. We did it. We accepted it. I accept it. And you know what? I'm all in with him. If he wants that, if he wants JJ McCarthy or Caleb Williams, go do it. You have to do it. We have no choice. What are our options? We don't have another option. Not to win and be successful. Seriously. I'm not even going to be comical on this tonight, but Jacoby Brissett's going to be our starting quarterback. Jacoby Brissett's not even a backup. You're not going to win. You're wasting everybody's time. Seriously. Go get your rookie. Go say, hey, that's my guy. That's going to be my next Drew Brees. That's him. Then go get him. And I don't care what it costs. Give up 4 drafts. I don't care. Go get him. Work with him. We're paying you $18 million, right, Jen? You know what? Get this guy along. Help him along. You're making $18 million as the coach. Get this quarterback ready.
To get back to a comment Pearl made earlier, it's off the quarterback topic, but we'll get to this before we go into your other topic about what other moves are coming. And she said, you guys need to she said the Broncos have to get rid of Vance Joseph. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's going to happen. They hired this guy, Jim Leonard, great defensive player, former Bronco, former defensive coordinator at Wisconsin. And I do believe that, again, Sean Payton is not going to look in a mirror and say, my bad. First time things go wrong this year, Vance is going bye-bye. First time we give up 30 and 200 yards rushing, it's bye-bye. And Start the season, whatever, and then let Leonard take over. We're not going to win a championship with Vance Joseph. You could just see it again. It's, how you have a zero chance, right? Again, you have a zero chance. Like it's not gonna happen. It's Jen, is Julius Randle ever gonna be a number one on a championship contending team?
No.
No, it's not gonna happen. Well, look what he could do. Listen, I could look out the window tomorrow and try to convince myself the sky's red, right? But what's the reality? The sky's what?
Blue.
Blue, right? I can hope, but it's not gonna change. It's gonna be blue. Vance Joseph is not a top-notch defensive coordinator where you're going to win a Super Bowl. It's not. It's just like Jared Stidham, Jacoby Brissett. It doesn't happen. It does not happen, and it's not going to happen. So give me something different. I want
All right.
something that I don't know.
Hang on. You asked for something different?
Yeah.
We'll get back to quarterback really quickly because Keith Brugman's checking in, and we'll give you something different. What if the plan is Baker Mayfield?
Yes. Yes. I'll take that. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Because Baker Mayfield is a starting quarterback in the NFL. Yes. Give me Baker. I wanted Baker Mayfield.
You do like Baker.
I love Baker Mayfield. Baker. I always loved him. And listen, 100%. That's Baker Mayfield. That's not Jared Stidham. Big difference. One's a starter, one's a backup. Give me Baker Mayfield.
All right, we've done a lot of talking about.
Oh, yeah, but I want to ask you. I want to put you on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with me that now, the way everything happened, it's got to be a rookie first-round pick at any cost? Instead of going the bridge route, the backup route, listen, no more bull, no more BS, no more no more. Go get your
guy. If there's somebody that they want, yes, go get them. But that doesn't go without saying that it's still a risk. It's still a question mark.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Well, let me ask you something. Name me the best teams in football.
What? NFL?
Yeah, just give me the past couple years. Name me the best team.
Kansas City.
Kansas City. What did the Chiefs do with Mahomes?
What do you mean?
Was he a backup quarterback that became good, or did they draft him?
They drafted him.
Okay, next team.
The Eagles.
What did they do with Hurts?
Drafted him.
Next team.
Brady on Tampa Bay a couple years ago.
No, don't give me another team.
Okay, don't do that one, Jen, because
Brady's not on Tampa Bay.
But we could do Brady on
here. Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson. Was Lamar Jackson a backup that became good, or did they draft him?
Well, wait a minute. See, you can't just you use Lamar Jackson as a good quarterback when you
No. I'm not
as a bad quarterback.
I'm not. Listen, I don't like him. But what I'm saying is,
Josh, I understand what you're saying. The point you're trying to make. Josh Allen got drafted by the Bills.
There's no. You don't have it where it's like. You don't have it where it's like. I'm gonna throw this out there.
Brock Purdy drafted right. Green Bay drafted their guy.
In the 90s, Steve Walsh was the back. I think his name was Steve Walsh. He was the backup. He was backup. He becomes good. That never happens. It never happens. So it's not going to be like, I'm going to throw a dart and it's going to be Jacoby Brissett.
You know what? Another good reason for you guys to get your rookie quarterback right is money, right?
That's it. Right. Yeah. Right. And you know what? But when you get him, you can't, and this is what drives me crazy. Okay. And this is why, Clams used the word snake tonight, and he said Pat Riley, that he was a snake and he snaked us on the way out. He did. But that's why I consider like a Teddy Bridgewater a snake and a Trevor Siemian a snake, right? Here's why. Okay, we're going to have a quarterback competition between Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock. Right? Well, in practice today, Drew Lock threw 2 interceptions, and Teddy Bridgewater was 12 for 12 for 14 yards. That's like, I don't want that. I don't want that. For what? Why? Teddy Bridgewater, 14 for. I mean, how many times did we watch him, Jen? It's 3rd and 8. He's throwing the ball 3 yards. And he jogs off the field. Oh, but he's 9 for 9. Like, get out of here. That's not a competition. A real quarterback's going to throw picks. Mahomes throws picks. Rodgers throws picks. Josh Allen throws picks. You're going to throw picks. You're not going to do it with these guys, these Trevor Siemian. Stop. No competition. Draft your quarterback this year. Day one, he's the starter. Whoever you have is your backup. The only time he goes in is when the rookie quarterback gets hurt. Other than that, he will never play. You're holding the clipboard all year long. You're not going in. No competition. You're there to help him on the sideline. Get the iPad. Here's your iPad, right? Here, Jen, get on the iPad. You see what they did? They dropped him down and they brought this 8 guy. He's the robber, though. He looks like he's the safety and the linebacker, but then he's going to rob in the middle of the field. He's going to be a robber. Okay, thank you for that, Teddy, and next time I'll know it. There's no Teddy go in. No, you don't learn anything like that from those quarterbacks. You learn nothing. Nothing. I have to learn from Trevor Siemian. What am I learning? Seriously. To show up at practice at 6 a.m.? I mean, then let him be like the role model. But he's not in a competition. Draft the quarterback and he plays. Just like C.J. Stroud last year. He sinks or he swims. That's it. Same thing with Bryce Young. If Bryce Young sinks again this year, cut his ass. Get him out. Get a new guy. That's it. That's the way. You're either going to, you got it or you don't. You don't learn to get it. What was the word? It factor. You have it or you don't. That's it. You don't get it after 7 years. No, don't work like that.
All right. We've exhausted the quarterback topic. Before we go this evening,
You didn't answer. Are you all in? Are you all in on going to get? And what I'm saying to you, if he likes somebody, whether it's J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Daniels, Bo Nix, and again, we're not going to get this guy at 12. If there's a shot to go to number 4, do you care what it takes? If Sean Payton says, that's my guy, I'm going to win a Super Bowl with him.
I think you're in a situation, again, that's not a black and white answer, but I think you're in a situation with a lot of the factors with this team, with this, Sean Payton as your coach, that I do think the best thing would be to go. He thinks that that's what he wants, that quarterback. I think that that's the best thing monetarily right now. To coach quarterback fit. Yeah, I do. All right. Great scenario. What?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, great scenario from Keith Brugman. Ready? Top 3 quarterbacks are gone. The Broncos are on the clock at number 12. Is there any player that you take besides a quarterback? And in general, who do you take at the number 12 in this scenario? Now, here, I want to kind of segue in with that to, what other moves are coming? Draft, free agency, what else needs to be done? So
I am a believer with this whole, excuse me. I'm a, this whole, oh my God, we don't have cap money. I don't believe it. I heard it again, say somebody on one of the shows. Listen, I've seen teams, they're $80 million over the cap. The next, they're on a shopping spree. I mean, if you want to get somebody, you can get them. Right? I'm not going to say you can go get 7 guys, but you can go get them. So this whole, oh my God, the Broncos can't get Kirk Cousins. Listen, if the Broncos want Kirk Cousins and Kirk Cousins wants to be a Bronco, he'll be a Bronco. There's 80 different ways to do it. So I don't believe in that. We can't do this. So that's the first domino to fall. And we're going to start seeing that Monday because, dude, if they want Baker Mayfield, can they get Baker Mayfield? And if he wants a B, a Bronco, 100% that can happen. Again, it's not just to cap space and look at it doesn't matter. You got cash on hand. We got the richest owners in sport. You could pay, money up front and, we can move money around. You could do whatever you want. So I never believed in the Broncos the Broncos can go get Kirk Cousins. Again, does Sean Payton want Kirk Cousins? Then does Kirk Cousins want to be a Bronco? If that's the scenario, he's a Bronco. There's no such thing about we don't have money. We can get money. So that's first and foremost. So same thing with Baker Mayfield. It's going to come down to, does he want to stay in Tampa or does he want to come here? So
you didn't answer Keith's question though. Number 12.
I like Brock Bowers is my guy if he's still there. I'm a Brock Bowers guy. I think Brock Bowers is going to be a top 3 guy in this draft. I think he's going to be the next Gronk, maybe better. So I would go there, or I would go defense. I know I saw somebody say Dallas Turner or
So you're saying go next best available, not necessarily for a specific spot. Like
right,
who's the
best available. Oh, right, best available. Right. Absolutely. But again, see, that's where I think first and foremost, we have to see there's only 2 options of free agent quarterbacks I would want. That's only 2 is Baker Mayfield and Kirk Cousins. They're the only 2 quarterbacks that's a free agent that are legit NFL starting quarterbacks. All the other guys are backups.
And you both think they're fits with Sean Payton. You think they both would be a good fit.
I do. I do. Listen.
That's important as well.
They're pocket passers, right? They're pocket passers. Baker's obviously got a little more mobility than Kirk Cousins, but yeah, I mean, I think Kirk Cousins is probably even better suited for that system than Baker. But I think both of those guys fit his system. Absolutely.
Another great question from Keith I want to pose to you. Kurt, the great Carl Mecklenburg roasted Russell Wilson on his lack of leadership upon his departure. Thoughts? Is Carl wrong? Do you know the comments he's referring to?
Yeah, I do.
Can you fill the rest of us in on what did he say?
I'm just gonna say this. I think a lot of that stems from the whole year 1 office. I'm different than you. Trust me. I'm never going to sit here like we joke around and we say, hey, Greek Freak wants to come to New York, give him this and give him that. And, is there going to be a difference whether you're Russell Wilson and you're, a backup linebacker on the Broncos? Of course. I mean, but yeah, like what leadership are you showing with, are you part of the coaching staff or are you a player? You have your own office, you have your own coach, you have this. So that's the kind of stuff like I'm going to go after him for, because it should have never happened. Right? It should have never happened. I'm not 100% in agreement with Mecklenburg. I mean, I thought Russ showed a lot of leadership throughout the year, right? I really did. Russ is in a situation, you got to remember too, Russ, had a terrible, like when you come from last year, Jen, it would be like, say, you're a teacher. Okay. Right. You're a teacher and you're a phenomenal teacher, but all of a sudden I'm going to tell you, okay, next year you're going to be a, you're going to build houses. Like, I don't think you're going to be very successful doing that. Like you might work at it, whatever, but that's not your strength. And now after failing for that, I think when, okay, somebody else comes in and I think you're on the hot seat, like you doubt yourself. And, all the things where Sean Payton and him doesn't really want him, yada, 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 it's not going to work. That's not the quarterback. So to that effect, yeah, but the whole leadership thing, I mean, listen, I agree with some things, Mecklenburg. I don't agree with everything because I thought I thought he showed a lot, especially like when he got benched. I thought he showed a lot. And you know what? Hey, why? The people got mad. Oh, he shouldn't have said what he said. Why? They basically said to him, if you don't if you don't move this injury clause or whatever, like you're gonna get benched. Like, okay, I'm gonna tell you what happened. What's he gonna lie? Like,
Right.
that's what happened.
Do you think he had the speaking on the leadership portion there, do you think he had the respect of his teammates?
I do. I think that was so like overblown. Like players don't like him. This don't like him. Yada yada. Seattle don't like him. You know. Yeah, I do. I do. You see again. I'm not gonna. Okay. First off, in a game situation, Jen, you're a player. You're a coach. Things get heated. Things get. People get in each other's faces. They say this, but when you had Cortland Sutton, Jerry Judy, that room always stood up for him. The offensive lineman Bowles stood up for him. So yeah, I think they did. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do.
Now, I'm not going to say they had the same thing as the Broncos had for Peyton Manning. I mean, that's different. They're not going to have a guy like that. That's different. So, yeah, but I'm saying I would say 100% they did.
Kurt, before we go and get your closing thoughts, one last thing to touch on. We spent a lot of time tonight, of course, on the quarterback position, but where else do you see the Broncos focusing their efforts in this offseason?
Doing stuff on taking care of our own business first, right? Like we got to decide cuts. And Justin Simmons, like him as a player, but hey, we got to move his contract. Tim Patrick, I want to bring Tim Patrick back. I like him, but he can't be whatever it is, $10 or $14 million against the cap. That's got to get restructured. We got to figure out Cortland Sutton. You're another one. Hey, I can't be paying $30 million to a receiving room. It doesn't work. So and hey, you don't want to restructure? You don't want to restructure? Listen, bye. I mean, it might have to be like that, right? And that's the business. See, the people, Jen, that keep saying, "Oh my God, I don't believe what the Broncos are doing." It happens all the time, right? It happens all the time. Let's be realistic. What the Broncos did to Russell Wilson about readjusting a clause and trying to maybe like a pay cut. What they didn't do anything wrong. That happens all over. John Elway made Peyton Manning play for $10 million his last year. Cut his salary from 20 to 10, or said you're not going to be the quarterback. Peyton Manning, Jen. Peyton
Yep.
Manning. That's business. That's the way this sport goes. So the Broncos did nothing wrong. And when people go and say what really happens is
Well, it's not that they didn't do anything wrong, and they didn't do anything that doesn't happen all the time.
right. But what I'm saying is when people are like, oh, like basically how it works is, especially we don't see it because it's everyone else. Hey, we have Garrett Bowles. You can't make 16 million. We have to get you to where it's 7 million a year. No, I'm not renegotiating. Gone, just gone. Like that's not like in the newspaper on the news. That it happens all the time. Buffalo today got rid of 2 all pros, all pro safety, all pro corner, pro bowlers on defense. No, but you know what? You're not worth that money anymore. We're going to go to a different angle. Are people going crazy? What's Buffalo doing? What are they? No, that's reality. Von Miller is making like $1 million next year. Von Miller's cut. Like that's reality. That's
We,
sport.
we got Trevor saying fix the defensive line, Pearl agreeing and also saying lots of great tackles in the draft. Go get some.
Yeah.
Keith Brogan saying with the support the wide receivers gave Russ upon his release, could we see Sutton, Patrick, and Judy all gone?
I think Patrick's definitely going to come back. I think he's going to come back on a real low salary. And I think Sean Payton likes him. But real quick, Jen, best thing I heard last night, Benjamin Albright. All right. And I've said this, I think I might have said it a couple of times to you, right? Everybody keeps saying, we got to outgun Mahomes. We're going to outgun Mahomes. We're going to outgun Mahomes. And I forgot how he said it. He said, what is it? Like, you zig, I'm going to zag. You go and you waste your time trying to do that that's what Kansas City wants you to do. Why? But because you're not going to get a guy better than Mahomes. So they're going to win 9 out of 10 times. But when you zig, I'm gonna zag. You know what he's doing? I'm gonna build the best defense in football, and I'm gonna build the best running game in football, and I'm gonna punch you right in the mouth. And what did we do to them this year, Jen?
Beat him.
How?
Not that way, by running
Punch
the
them
ball,
right in the mouth. Defense and
running
punch
it
them.
down their
So,
throats.
so you know what? You zig and you zag. You zig, we'll zag. You can let the Chargers are going to build it the right way, but let the Bengals and let all those teams go ahead. Go to Kansas City and Buffalo and play, in the snow and throw it 40 times. I'm going to run it 60 right down their throat. And their soft ass is going to say, no mas, no mas, no mas, stop. That's what I'm going to do. So that's what I'm doing. I'm building this team. Give me my first round rookie quarterback, and I'm going to build a running game that's going to run it right down your throat.
All right. Well, we are just out of time there, Mr. Valenti. Any closing thoughts before we go for the evening?
That's it. Hey, it's an exciting time. And I know Trevor don't want to hear it. I don't know if Keith heard it, but Keith, I'm going to break some news for Keith. Jen, you know what? You tell Jen. Jen, you tell Keith before we go. What's
What
the
am I?
break? Well, I want
What,
to. I don't even think does Keith knows does Keith knows what he is? What is Keith? I said it to you before. Me?
I
What are me, Keith, Trevor, Albert, Wayne, Pearl? Well, seriously, what are we?
Keith needs to go back and watch the beginning of the show. But Keith, I'll tell you, according to Kurt, you're all in bed with Sean Payton.
We're all in bed with Sean Payton. Roll over tonight, Keith. There's Sean. Roll over the other way. There's Sean. We're in bed. I am in bed with Sean Payton. So are you. So whatever Sean wants. Like I said, hey, I want JJ McCarthy, but I got to go to number 3. Bye-bye, number 12. Bye-bye, 25 first. Bye-bye, 26 first. Bye-bye, 26 second. Bye. And you know what? We just accept it and we go, here, Keith, because we're in bed with Sean. Keith, we're in bed with Sean. Trevor's in bed with Sean. Albert's in bed with Sean. Pearl's
Trevor's
in bed with Sean. We're all in bed. Michael Ronquillo, we're in bed with Sean. We're all
Trevor's
in bed.
telling
I'm going to
Keith to
change my
cover his
profile
ears.
on, no, I'm changing my profile on Facebook that says I'm in bed with Sean. That's what I'm going to put on my Facebook page.
In a relationship.
In a relationship with Sean Payton. We are, Jen. We're laughing, but we are. That's it. So if he wants to go to number 1 and give it all up, go get him. We have no choice. We're in bed with Sean. That's my final comment. Boy, what's it say? What's it say?
Keith saying, I'm somewhat okay seeing Peyton in bed tonight, but you, Kurt, sorry, buddy.
No. We're all separate in bed with him. I'm in bed with him. You're in bed with him. Trevor's in bed with him. Pearl, Wayne, Albert, Jody hasn't even been on the stream. He's probably sleeping now. He's going to be dreaming tomorrow. He's going to watch the show. I'm going to message him tomorrow. How's in bed with Sean, Jody? We're in bed with Sean. That's it. Let's accept it. It's where we are. We have no choice. We're 100% in, and go get your quarterback.
All right. Well, thank you for a great show, Kurt. Thank you, everybody, for watching, for your comments. And
Thank you. I want to thank you again one more time, Jen. I want to give you one more congratulations on your new school, starting your new job at your school today. You're a phenomenal teacher. They're very lucky to have you. And
thank you.
so congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And we will see you next week for
See you
more
guys
Let's
next
Talk
week.
Broncos.
Go
Good night.
Broncos.